What's good, everybody? It's Batman, and today we're going to be doing a reaction video. It's been a while since we've done a reaction, so we're going to be checking out somebody. His name is Mr. Trippy. If you guys don't know who he is, make sure to check him out. You guys already know the vibes. Anybody that's working hard and doing what they got to do, whether if it's anime, whatever the fuck it is, it don't matter what it is. It could be anything. Just give them all the peace and love. Check out the YouTube, see if you like it, if you vibe with the content, you love it, you name it. Definitely, I'll check it out, give it some love, and kind of move forward there and have fun with it, So, but this guy, as you can clearly tell, he loves Naruto. He does a bunch of Boruto content, Naruto, you name it. So it's pretty cool, So we'll definitely check him out more, and we'll go through all his videos eventually. I don't know how many videos he has. We could just kind of see. Okay, he doesn't have that many videos. Yeah, not that many. So basically, it's a good amount of videos. Like, it seems like basically he just started for the most part, and he doesn't post like 24/7, but he posts for like here and there. But it's pretty cool. So he looks like a legit guy, awesome background and everything. Looks pretty cool. Like I said, give all the love and support. If you guys vibe with his content, make sure to check him out. His YouTube will be in the link in the description down below as well. But we're gonna check this out. And basically the title of the video is "What if Itachi went to the 5 KAGE summit?" So instead of Sasuke, basically. We're going to see what happens. I'll give my thoughts right in a bit. We're going to hear the video out first, and then I'll kind of let you know what I think of how it would go, just like in a general consensus of it, based off my memory and current knowledge of Naruto from the manga, anime, and everything. But we're going to get into it. Hope you guys are ready. Let's get it.
Everyone, it's your boy Trippy, and today we got a guest on the channel. Say what's up.
What's going on, guys? SB the Sage here.
And today we're going to be talking about what if Itachi went to the 5 KAGE summit in the...
SB the Sage, he sounds familiar. He sounds familiar. Have I react to him before? I don't remember. I think I have. I don't know.
Like a similar situation to Sasuke. Yeah. So how'd you want to start this out?
So like, how do you think Itachi does against the Raikage?
I think he does a lot better than Sasuke did. Like, for sure. He, for starters, he would already have his full Susanoo.
But for like Itachi's stamina, how many abilities are we gonna give him before he just gasses out?
See, what did he do against Sasuke before he gassed out? He did a Materasu how many times? Just once, right?
Like he used it, right? And then he just kept using it.
What kind of scaling recording is this, bro? Come on now. All right, that's already a red flag right there. You gotta be ready, bro. Like, you gotta be ready. When I say you gotta be ready with your shit, okay? We can't be slacking like this. What are we doing? What are we doing? How many times? Once? Once? Come on now. What are we doing? Hang on. Let me do something real quick. Okay, it's not there. The only thing I ever fucking struggle with is the goddamn chapters for everything. For the most part, I'm pretty good, and I actually got it all memorized and shit. But then there's just certain moments where I'm just not ready, bro. I'm just not. But all right, we're ready here. I think it's maybe around here. Let me see. Yep, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. So they want to see how much fucking chakra sick Itachi has. Shit, I'll show you how much chakra real quick, and then we'll continue playing the video, and we'll see how they go with this. Like, the funny part about it, I'll say this real quick. This is what's really funny. It's sick Itachi is actually really fucking strong. Like, he's no joke. Like, a lot of people just think he's kind of ass and fodder because he's sick and shit. Don't get me wrong, obviously Prime Itachi is going to be a lot more, superior and greater in many aspects, yada yada, the whole nine, especially in the endurance game. But sick Itachi's still really strong. Obito still thought of him as a threat and basically just flat out said, like, if he knew everything about me, I'd be fucking dead. Okay? And to where Sasuke, out of all people, was able to basically utilize the Materasu and just fucking shit on Obito in close range. Alright? You have all that, then you have like all the back then shit where there was like 2 other huge narrative like scaling implications of Itachi being a serious threat to Obito, basically Orange Mask, by the way, and eventually an older Yellow Mask Obito after he fought Minato and Minato died. So like you have all those connections, you name it, yada yada. Like, the guy is no joke, and even sick Itachi is like pretty fucking strong. You know what I mean? Like the man found Naruto instantaneously. While Pain, his stupid ass had to like go to the village and fucking fuck everybody up just to, figure out what Naruto is. You know what I mean? Like while Itachi, he's just that guy. He knows. Like, Itachi's no joke. Super intelligent, fucking very underrated, incredible like scaling narrative wise, you name it. And even while sick, the guy is still a monster, is basically what I'm getting at. He can be spamming Amaterasu, using Tsukiyomi, then using his Genjutsu for a hot minute with fucking Sasuke. Then fighting, full in a whole Taijutsu battle against heavy Sasuke with pre-absorbed Orochimaru. You know what I mean? All this shit. Then going fireball exchange with Sasuke while on his fucking deathbed coughing up blood with AIDS and shit. Okay, it goes on and on and on, bro. Then the man can still utilize Susanoo while blind, remind you. Utilize fucking Susanoo, use it the full form and everything. Okay, now, not perfect Susanoo, but at least the full form where it doesn't have legs. It's just all around him, and he has a shield and sword. And then it's eventually the humanoid where it's like, kind of like this weird spine-looking shit. But bottom line is, he's able to do all that shit and then walk to Sasuke, tap his fucking forehead, and give him chakra and give him powers. You know what I mean? Like, the man is no joke, okay? So just to like further show that for you guys, I'm not gonna go too far back because I think we only really need to go. Itachi does. He does Genjutsu on Sasuke when they first meet, and Sasuke is able to. No, he doesn't do Genjutsu on Sasuke. Sasuke fights a crow Itachi clone basically, and Sasuke kills it or whatever. And he's like, "All right, meet me here." Then they're now finally here, right? Okay, and Itachi also fought Naruto and put him in a Genjutsu. Okay, who has a ridiculous amount of chakra, by the way, and he put him in a Genjutsu effortlessly. Okay, so then they fight. Okay, here it goes. And they're basically just using Genjutsu this entire fucking time. They're not really doing anything else. They're just like, so it shows them fighting and shit, but they're basically doing Genjutsu for the most part. Alright, and in the anime, it shows even more detail, and like I think there's even more feats or whatever, blah, blah, but I don't remember all that, so I'm not even going to get into it. But either way, kind of just shows all this, whatever. Bam, he's like, okay, they're fighting. And this is all Genjutsu. Like, they're basically not even moving. They're just exchanging Genjutsu. So, that's why I'm not showing you guys all this bullshit. Alright. Okay, so basically right here, and see right here, they're just exchanging Genjutsu. Two of them haven't budged for the longest time. They're just staring at each other. So they're using 3 Tomo visual Genjutsu. Cool, right? Great. Who cares? Okay. And then comes into here. Then Itachi does like Genjutsu to kind of show Sasuke like from the past or whatever with Madara and his brother and shit and all this other crap. And kind of trying to teach him about the Mingekyo Sharingan and yada yada. And then trying to roast Madara and say he's trash or whatever, yada yada. Okay. So then it gets into here. And now they're about to go at it. Okay. And then what happens is Itachi tells him he can't win. And then he uses Tsukiyomi on Sasuke. Oh, actually, I lied. So they do a big ass fucking shuriken battle in Taijutsu and shit. And then Itachi does Tsukiyomi. And basically, Sasuke's at his mercy, and he would have killed him right there and then, but he didn't want to kill him. And then after that happens, Sasuke utilizes the CM2, channels all the nature energy into his eye, and basically his eye, he's basically able to overpower the Tsukiyomi. That's basically what it's showing, but Itachi basically just let him break out of it. That's all that happened. So as you can see here, it's a normal 3 Tomo. He puts it into the 3 Tomo, and you see how much bigger it gets. It's like fucking super huge. And then he broke out of the Tsukiyomi. Goes from there. Okay. And basically they just did a Genjutsu / Taijutsu battle. Okay. And then now it's going to go to a ninjutsu battle. And also Itachi is utilizing his Mingekyo this entire time. Okay. And they're still fighting, whatever. He doesn't dodge the shuriken on purpose to get injured. He don't give a damn. He's also super blind. He's nearly very extremely blind. Okay. Then basically he's fighting Sasuke more, dodges a Chidori. He does a fireball. Sasuke tanks it. And they both do a fireball jutsu. Itachi's letting him win. And then Itachi does the Amaterasu at the fireball. And then once that's done, okay, then there's like the Amaterasu right there. Then he does a Amaterasu again. And mind you, he's literally like spamming Amaterasu because he does the Amaterasu against the fireball to completely like make it go out. And then he's doing more Amaterasu and literally shooting it everywhere around the entire fucking Uchiha place. And then just making it chase Sasuke by just basically looking. So he's literally spamming this shit. Okay. Finally makes it touch his wing, whatever it's burning. You can see all the fire around. Eventually goes all the way around as well. Okay. Sasuke gets out. He's basically prepping to utilize Kirin. Itachi. And then at that point, Itachi is like huffing and puffing or whatever. So he's showing some form of fatigue, right? Basically jumps, whatever. He gets out of the way of the fire dragon. He gets slightly touched by it to where it burns him slightly. And then basically now what happens is it goes from here. Sasuke does Kirin. Okay, which is a fucking incredible scene. And then Itachi reacts to it. He tanks the attack. And then he gets up. He's like, if I didn't have this, I'd be dead. He's like, this is my final trump card. Now he's utilizing Susanoo. It's just a skeletal form as well. And then he fully activates the armor and everything. The shield, whatever you name it. Then he no-diffs. Or he fights Orochimaru for a good bit. Cutting off the heads. Doesn't do anything because Orochimaru just instantly regenerates. Then he stabs Orochimaru and seals him. And as you can see, this motherfucker's blind. Look at this motherfucker. This man is blind, bro. Nothing. And he's still manifesting that full Susanoo. Which is crazy. Alright. So then you have that. Okay. And then it goes from there. You know, he seals Orochimaru, no-diffs him or whatever. Now he's coughing up blood because of his sickness. Because of his sickness, he wasn't able to manifest his Susanoo anymore. And it's going back to, like, you know, the previous form or whatever. And he still has it, like, up barely where it's kind of, you know, like all the spinal looking weird shit. He has the Yata mirror. He's basically moving. He's still moving, utilizing Susanoo. Okay. He goes up, still utilizing Susanoo, and then you guys already know what happens from there. Then he dies. So that's generally the general consensus of what fucking happens. So he doesn't use Amaterasu once. He was literally spamming that shit. And if you even watch the anime, it's just showing him doing it over and over and over. I mean, if you guys know how Amaterasu works, it's literally like you activate it and you shoot it once, and then you could just keep shooting it again if you want to. You know what I mean? Wherever you're looking. So, anyways, let's get back to the video.
Yeah, so he used it like
So,
multiple
point being said, Itachi has incredible stamina still and chakra while also sick.
times.
It's really not bad.
And then he used his Susanoo twice, if I remember correctly.
Uh-huh.
And
Right.
then he used Tsukuyomi one time. So I guess that's about as good as we can get it.
I think the Tsukuyomi in particular like messed him up because Sasuke like broke out of it.
Yeah.
So let's give him like, I don't know, 2 Tsukuyomis, 2
Okay.
Amaterasus, and like a Totsuka blade for the whole 5 Kage.
Alright.
What the fuck? Alright, I'll be honest. It's understandable, at least to a certain degree. But at the same time, that's not how that works. Like, that is blatantly just flat out an argument of ignorance, bro. Like, that's just so weird. Literally, he spammed the Amaterasu, manifesting Susanoo for a long-ass fucking time. Does Tsukuyomi once, he could easily do it again, but once again, he's not trying to kill Sasuke or anything. So he could use Tsukuyomi multiple times, he could use Amaterasu multiple times, he can utilize Susanoo as long as he fucking wants. If he doesn't even use Amaterasu or fucking Tsukuyomi, he could literally utilize Susanoo for a very, very long time and just start fucking everybody up in the ceiling or speed blitzing. Like, the guy is perfectly fine. Like, he does not have what they're fucking pulling here. Like, that is such a weird handicap. But even if you kind of do this as well, with Itachi's scaling compared to the 5 Kage, they all just get fucking fucked. They just get blitzed to oblivion and fucking Totsuka Blade. I'm just being real with you. None of them are fucking with Itachi. You know what I mean? None of them. Like, the Raikage is technically like the only one that would be a threat to Itachi because they both technically would have the same speed level. But at the same time, like, it doesn't matter because if they're technically equal to each other or whatever, like I said, if Itachi gets one Amaterasu or Totsuka Blade or whatever on the Raikage, he's absolutely fucked. You know what I mean? And when it comes to it, Itachi's just way, way more smarter. You know what I mean? He could put a Amaterasu all around to where he's not able to teleport as freely as he wants. Then, set up a Totsuka, whatever, you name it. Or if Madara is able to fucking grab him with a Susanoo and then fucking Genjutsu him, he could do the same thing as Tsukiyomi is at. Like, there's so many ways Itachi could deal with the Raikage instantaneously as well. But the Raikage is basically the only threat to Itachi. The only threat.
All right, that sounds good.
What do you think the best ability would be to use on the Raikage out of those 5?
Well, obviously Amaterasu works. I mean, as long as he's able to hit it, it'll do damage. Sasuke was on the verge of killing him. Like, they about tied whenever he was diving into it. And I feel like the 4th Raikage is just, like, the way he fights. It's, how would I put it? Like, he's just kind of reckless, I guess.
Definitely agree. Very reckless.
He's a dumbass.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah. If Itachi had the EMS, he would be a god. Yeah.
I feel
he's a Chad.
We technically saw that in a way with him as an Edo, but yeah, he would be very fucking crazy strong. He would definitely have perfect Susanoo. We know that bare minimum. But yeah, he'd be a beast.
Yeah, exactly. I think Itachi definitely outsmarts the 4th Raikage and maybe just beats him with Amaterasu.
And now that I think about it, doesn't Tsukuyomi just nag? Because, like, Sasuke literally looks at him, right? And he's just like, weak ass Genjutsu, right?
That's true.
I think Itachi probably just blew.
That is true as well. If Itachi does his 3 Tomo Genjutsu, even, I'm going to be real with you, 3 Tomo, and obviously especially just regular Mangekyo Genjutsu would absolutely fold the Raikage Totsuka Blade dead. You know what I mean? Like, Raikage is absolutely fucked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he would be an idiot. He'd probably underestimate Itachi, and he gets folded because of it. And most importantly, if it's Tsukiyomi, dead. Fucking dead. You know what I mean? But then again, Raikage isn't dumb, and his village should have intel on Itachi, and they should be aware of what Tsukiyomi can do. Meaning, there is a fair argument that the Raikage might not be reckless enough to look at Itachi in the eyes because of Tsukiyomi. Because that would definitely be a threat. It's not about breaking out or anything. The moment you get caught in that, you're fucked. It's a hack Genjutsu. There's no way of beating it. You know what I mean? The only way you can beat it is if you somehow can have resistance to it. And Raikage don't have resistance. So, it's interesting. If the Raikage is stupid enough to look, then he's definitely fucked. But if he doesn't, there is a possibility he might not. Because they did have all the intel in the world on Sasuke. They would definitely have all the intel on Itachi because of him being in the Akatsuki. Konoha giving all the intel to all of them as well. They do that as well. You name it, the whole 9. So, no matter what, it's really interesting. But, it's interesting. I'll say that. You could definitely make arguments for both sides, though.
It's the Raikage away.
Probably easier for him, too. And that's That's one of his Tsukiyomis out of the way.
We even want to mention the Kage aids because they're kind of fodder. If you really think about it.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be an issue for him, to be honest.
The only person I think out of the aides who could give him any trouble is like Darui.
That's exactly even what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Darui is that guy. I love Darui.
Yeah, Darui's hella cool. But yeah, I don't think
Darui is alright. At that point in time during the 5 Kage summit, like, he's over here like going blow for blow with Suigetsu, you know what I mean? And they're over here fighting, and he couldn't speed blitz or anything like that, whatever. He eventually beats him because he's able to use lightning style on him, and his weakness is lightning. So it's really not a fair matchup. It's kind of like Kryptonite. It's like Guy versus Kasame all over again. But Darui's alright. He doesn't really... Like, he gets very impressive scaling once it hits the war. So there's basically what I'm saying is... you either have two different scalings for Dari. Either there's his weakest scaling, which is during the 5 Kage Summit, you know, and then you also have like his strongest scaling, which is shown in the War Arc of him fighting Kinkaku and Ginkaku. You know, and that's it. Or if you just think he's the same power level as he was in the War Arc, even during the 5 Kage Summit, then there you go, whatever. But that's all a whole other can of worms, but it's very interesting because Kin and Gin are really, really powerful. And for him to be able to just speed blitz or do very well and perform against them and basically force one of them to go to fucking V2, you know what I mean? That is a feat itself. Kinkaku and Ginkaku are really, really powerful. But overall, you know, that's kind of what you got. But no matter what, Dari is not stronger than the right Kage. He's not faster, he's not stronger, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, Dari is strong, but that's about it. So no matter what, he's not going to be a threat to Itachi. He's still fodder in comparison to Itachi. When it comes to Minato, Pain, Itachi, or Obito and people along that caliber, people like Dari are nothing to those people. Nothing. Dari is just shit. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's strong, but he's not Itachi level.
Issue.
So yeah, we won't even discuss that. So he's a little bit tired, and then he has to meet up with like Gaara. What do you think the interaction between Gaara and Itachi would be?
Gaara is probably not going to hold back as much as he might have against Sasuke, I feel like. I mean, obviously, I think Itachi would still win this, but I don't know exactly what he would have to use to win it. What do you think about that?
I'd say, at best, you say he could probably just Genjutsu neg him, right? Like he did Orochimaru. But I don't think that would... This is like a sick Itachi that we're going to be using. I don't think that feat is really applicable because that's more like prime Itachi before he got sick. So I think he might have.
That's an argument of ignorance again, though. And then that doesn't make any sense. Like if he's able to do it on Naruto on the fly or everybody else, and he's still a formidable opponent, like his Genjutsu is no fucking joke. Like basically, they would have to argue and prove that Itachi just cannot Genjutsu Kage level opponents because he's sick. Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. You know what I mean? Like literally on his deathbed, coughing up blood, blind as well, and extremely fatigued, he was still able to no diff Orochimaru, a legendary Sannin. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. And the legendary Sannin was able to kill the fucking the fourth Kazekage, and the fourth Kazekage was equal to Gaara. Okay. And Orochimaru did it with no fucking problemo. And Prime Itachi no diffed him. And then Sick Itachi still no diffed him. You know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know about all that. Genjutsu could most definitely be a win con. At least possibility-wise. If you don't want to say definitively, whatever, sure. But possibility-wise, it could definitely be a win con. I don't see why that's still winning to where he Genjutsu's a Amaterasu or Tsukiyomi, you know, or fucking Totsuka Blade, you know, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's just really silly. So, and then not only that, do you really think Gaara's sand is gonna fucking like just tank Susanoo shit? You know what I mean? Like I believe it was able to tank like Sasuke Susanoo, but then again, Sasuke is not Itachi. You know what I mean? Like when Sasuke like with an EMS went to attack Itachi as an Edo, motherfucker just smacked that shit away like and said, "Get your fucking weak ass Susanoo out of my face." You know what I mean? Like Itachi is different. If you're more powerful and you scale higher, whatever, your Susanoo is going to be more powerful. So there is definitely a fair argument for Itachi's Susanoo attacks just to pierce right through fucking Gaara like a Chidori basically, and just fucking shit on him. You know what I mean? And all that crap. Or I would have to look it up, but I don't remember. But if Itachi also has access to water style, that's a direct neg encounter for sand. There's that as well. But overall, like, Itachi would just shit on Gaara. But he gets fucking blitzed, bro. He just gets shitted on. Gaara does not scale to sick Itachi. Like,
I would say Tsukuyomi, but with the people he has coming up, I don't like... What do you think he should use, Tsukuyomi or Amaterasu against Gaara?
I think Gaara would probably be able to cancel out Amaterasu pretty well with the sand. Also not like as fast, so I don't know if he would if he'd be able to react as quickly with his sand, or if the sand would react on its own to Amaterasu. I don't remember if that ever happened.
Yeah, there's never been any interaction with him and Amaterasu. I think actually he kind of...
That's not true. Yeah, that's not true. In the anime there definitely was. In the manga I don't remember. I had to go back. And in the game, he blocks Amaterasu as well. The anime and the games, he blocks Amaterasu and deals with it. In the manga, I don't remember. Let me pull this up. And mind you guys, I'll edit all this stuff, so like it'll be straight to the business. But let me pull that up real quick. Okay, yeah, that's the pain shit. Yeah, this is where it is. Okay, cool. Yep, this is where the Raikage fights him next. Just bringing up Gar real quick. I don't remember the manga, that's why. So I'm going to pull. I think he does also block in the manga as well when he reacts to Mataratsu. But then again, it's still Sasuke. It's not really. It's not Itachi. You know what I mean? And so like basically the way it works, you could make an argument that since Itachi's skills, you know, higher than Sasuke, that his Amaterasu activation speed could just be more faster. You know what I mean? But then again, you can make a fair argument to say that, well, it's just Amaterasu, right? Like, there's really nothing to indicate that anything really changes. It's just the jutsu itself with its scaling or whatever. You know, and that's fine, too. At the end of the day, what we do know bare minimum is Amaterasu is, like, instantaneous, and it's, like, really hard. Like, you just can't avoid, right? But even if it was, like, the same as Sasuke's, then... You know, Itachi's still super intelligent. If he just sets it up in the right scenario, he can land on Amaterasu and Gaara, and then he's fucked. So you do have that as well. But let me... So yeah, this is where Gaara intervenes. So he basically comes and saves both of them. Yeah, he does that, intercepts whatever. And then they help with that. Gaara tries to reason with Sasuke. And then basically, I think they all try to like, see, like, okay, in the manga he does as well. Sasuke does a Amaterasu at that, so he's like at this distance. He shoots at a Amaterasu at Gaara, and Gaara blocks it with his hand. So yeah, even in the manga he does block it. Yeah, so I don't know why they're saying that never happened, but I think they're gonna correct themselves right now. But let's hear him out. But he does block it. So what we can get from this is from a distance, he's clearly fast enough to block a Amaterasu. But the problem with Amaterasu is if you are in close range, you know what I mean? Like, meaning less distance for it to travel, it's even harder to block. So meaning there's a strong possibility that it could actually speed blitz Gaara if he's in close range. And you do have that as well. And the reason why is because even Obito was speed blitzed by Amaterasu in close range. If it could fucking speed blitz Obito out of all characters, you're telling me it ain't going to do that to Gaara? You know, come on now. You know what I mean? So you do have that to put into consideration. But then they like launch all their attacks at Sasuke. He utilizes his Susanoo. He's like, I got a greater defense that's even greater than yours, Gaara, whatever. And then basically it moves from there. Then he like cuts the pillars down as a diversion, like to kind of deal with all the people right there and then. And then they kind of just run off and go. And that's when Sasuke has his next fight. So, but anyways.
He did block the Raikage's foot from getting burnt by Amaterasu. So okay. I think yeah, Amaterasu wouldn't be a good ability.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest, the only critique I'll give for this was 9 months ago. That's, you know, so the only critique I'll say is they definitely need to do a lot better on their homework and research. Because once again, in the games, Gaara's blocking Amaterasu like over and over. In the anime he is. In the manga it shows it once at least, you know what I mean? So like I don't know why they're just saying like that it never fucking happened. That the only time was like when he's intercepting the Raikage's attack while he's in midair, and when what's it called? Sasuke does his Amaterasu up, and then like the sand comes to block it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and that's technically even with that, that's not Gaara reacting to the flames. That's Gaara reacting to the Raikage before his kick connects to the flames. You know what I mean? So,
here he might have to use the Tsukuyomi again.
Yeah, I'm thinking like he's not. I don't want him to use the Susanoo yet because there's definitely like he's gonna need that. But I think Tsukuyomi might have to use the last one.
I think that would get Gaara out of the way. Unfortunately, we love you, Gaara, but you got to take the L here. And then, but I think he would probably be pretty fucked up at this moment because like after using those jutsu, you even saw with Sasuke that he was like coughing up blood, bleeding out of his eyes and all that. So then,
he would still be fine. He'd still have plenty of stamina and chakra. Like they need to reevaluate and reanalyze that fight. Like that motherfucker was spamming shit and had crazy stamina, you name it. Like all the shit he did. We already went over it in the video. You know what I mean? Like, he has plenty of chakra and stamina. like you would have to prove that using one on Mataratsu and one Tsukiyomi just completely drains all his shit. You know what I mean? Now he's that, like, you will never be able to prove that. Ever. It's literally contradicted.
Once we get to, like, the Mizukage, I think he'd probably get, like, smashed through the wall similar to Sasuke before he's able to, like, just... I love Mei, and I think she's underrated, but she'd probably just get Genjutsu nagged or burnt to a crisp by Itachi pretty badly.
Yeah, she gets absolutely folded and blitzed. The other Chojuro dude, he is not doing what he did at Sasuke, though. The hell fucking no. Get the fuck out of here with that. That is definitely not happening. That man would react and beat his fucking ass or immediately Genjutsu him. Hell no.
It's not gonna do too much to him.
But again, Mei's underrated. Don't sleep on Mei. But the last one's the Tsuchikage. How do you think that he fares against the Tsuchikage? Because the Tsuchikage is pretty powerful.
Yeah, this one's kind of weird. So, what do you think about the Totsuka blade just blocking the particle style?
Oh, you mean
not
the
Totsuka
Yatamir?
Blade, the Yatamir. Yeah,
it would, yes.
I completely forgot about his Yatamir. I completely forgot about the Susanoo. So yeah.
What do you think about
Bro,
because it's said to neg like everything pretty much.
I think the data book statement is that that the Yatamir is composed of all 5 changes in chakra nature, or 7, right? So that's why it's able to block any jutsu. So yeah.
I don't know about 7. I know it's 5, but
couldn't block the particle style.
Yeah, no, it's literally stated in the data books. You name it. That's one data book statement, but there's multiple. But it's literally stated to block all things: physical attacks, spiritual attacks, everything. Like literally everything. It all negates. It's ridiculous.
He's able to just block it. I don't think the Tsuchikage is much of an issue, but he's gonna have to use his Susanoo at this point.
The biggest threat here is the Tsuchikage. So we're just gonna say that Itachi probably just says, you know what? Totsuka blade, and it's just GG.
And then what? It's Danzo.
Danzo. So this is gonna be this is going into the hypothetical area. I don't want him to be fresh against Danzo because that's obviously like a stomp.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, do you think that he just wins with one Amaterasu? Because that's basically all he has left. I think he might just die. I think Danzo might kill him.
Danzo having so many like lives to basically just come back from. If we're going off of the set rules we have, I don't think Itachi has enough in him to finish off this fight. Not without like Arin there or whatever to heal him up like she did Sasuke.
And I think the real big problem is that because
so I'm gonna say this right now. Like I understand the hypothetical they're doing, like this scenario where it's basically a sick Itachi, whatever, yada yada, and like, oh, his stamina and everything sucked, whatever, all that stuff. By the time he beats all these people and he gets to Danzo, it's too late. He's like completely drained, fucked, nerfed. So now he just loses, right? Once again, that's not incorrect. If you analyze him as a character, he has plenty of fucking chakra and stamina. He would still have plenty enough juice to fight Danzo. He still scales so goddamn high. There's plenty of Naruto characters, while not at full power, to where they're still able to replicate insane feats or fight against extremely strong people, or still be dominant than all these other people. You know what I mean? Plenty of examples. To where Itachi literally would either just still speed blitz Danzo and beat his fucking ass and kill him, okay? Or one Tsukiyomi would do it. Well, let's say Danzo's able to activate his Izanagi or whatever, somehow, some way. Itachi is aware of Izanagi and Izanami, and he's not a fucking clown. He's not going to be caught off guard from it either, or anything like that or whatever. He's a very, very smart, talented ninja. And literally, like, if that happens, Itachi could just use Izanami. If it really comes down to it, that's literally a direct counter to Izanagi. He has the direct counter, you know what I mean? Now, and that's basically all Itachi would have to do. Or Itachi would just have to outlast Danzo. That's a little bit contentious, you know what I mean? Because, Itachi is sick, you name it, he's hurt, whatever. For him to be able to outlast Danzo and last that long, I don't know if that can necessarily be the case. But no matter what, he's still just so much more stronger than fucking Danzo, you know what I mean? Danzo is basically on the similar level to Hiruzen, That's basically what you're working with. And that's just kind of what you got, you know what I mean? So, no matter what, when it really comes down to it, Itachi just washes all the fucking 5 Kage. Like, he's just beating them all instantaneously and deal with them. There's no room for discussion. Even sick Itachi would be able to fucking do it. You know what I mean? So it's just that fucking simple. But let's say if all those conditions of variables for what they're basically putting upon, that was actually the case, then sure. Obviously, then Itachi's more than likely fucked. I mean, if that is legitimately the case, then sure. Yeah, I absolutely agree. But I don't think that would be the case once again. I think Itachi's kind of being underestimated, and basically, like, they didn't really gauge his levels of, stamina and chakra and shit correctly. So, even sick Itachi's no fucking joke. Like, basically, you would have to argue that apparently even Orange Mask Obito loses. I mean, like, come on. I mean, that's just stupid, And don't get me wrong, I know he has, like, hot trauma cells and he isn't sick and blah, 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 and he has, like, all the skin, whatever, blah, blah. So technically, it's not really a fair comparison either. But bottom line is, the fact that Itachi's remotely even a threat and in the scaling ballpark with Obito, these Kage are just getting washed. They're getting absolutely fucking washed. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not a fucking discussion. You know what I mean? So
I could block the Amaterasu.
Yeah.
That he doesn't have any more Tsukuyomis. But I think a Tsukuyomi would have just handled Danzo, to be honest with you.
Yeah, for sure. But if he would have had to probably burn through them the first two.
Mm-hmm. But can you believe that Itachi compared to Sasuke is able to run through all 4 Kage that Sasuke couldn't really beat. Like, he didn't beat any of them definitively.
No, he didn't. The only thing you could, like, he was closest to beating the Raikage, and then he beat Danzo.
But yeah, so in conclusion, Itachi pretty much just runs through the entire 5 Kage summit, and just like Genjutsu Negs and Totsuka Blades and Amaterasu's everybody. Like, Itachi's pretty broken, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Up until, like, Danzo, only because he would be out of stamina at that point.
Can you believe that?
Yes.
That would be the worst L ever. I think I would stop watching Naruto if that ever happened.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for coming on.
Alright, so thoughts on the video overall. I'm not gonna like it, I'm not gonna dislike it, but I will say this, well, actually, I gotta like or dislike, unfortunately. I do have to do that this week because I don't want to ever, like, make the mistake of rewatching a fucking video that I already reacted to. You know what I mean? Or some shit. But that's how I basically remember. But overall, like, it's, it was a good video. It was a really good video. It wasn't too bad. But they clearly didn't do their homework. They didn't really, like, check everything. They didn't kind of go through everything very thoroughly and be very precise with the information that they're providing for a production video. And then 2, once again, I feel like they were just extremely underestimating Itachi. Like, he's no joke. You know what I mean? Obviously, if it's Prime Itachi, he absolutely just slams through. It's even worse. But Itachi, sure, yeah, stamina and whatever and all that could be an issue. And obviously, he's not going to be nowhere near as, like, a Prime. But, as in comparison to, like, when it comes to, like, endurance and all that. But even Itachi will still be just as strong as Prime Itachi, technically. Okay, because once again, really the only difference is the endurance aspect of it. His stats doesn't change. It's just his endurance. You know what I mean? It's just how many times he can utilize his MS. You know what I mean? How long he can manifest his Susanoo, things like that, right? While if he's obviously healthy and prime, he's going to last way more longer, be able to use it way more as well, you name it. Probably be able to utilize chakra control way more effectively. The list goes on and on. So obviously, in comparison, a live prime would be more powerful than sick. But when it comes to, like, stats-wise, that doesn't really change still. He still has the same fucking stats. It's just, unfortunately, when utilizing the MS and also him, almost being on the verge of blindness, you name it, those are factors that can definitely, handicap Itachi, But even with sick Itachi, if we analyze him as a whole with how fucking strong he is, he still just washes all of them up. You know what I mean? Materasu, Totsuka Blade, or Tsukiyomi, he can be able to do it many times. He doesn't only have, like, one Tsukiyomi or one Amaterasu or one Totsuka Blade. Like, that's so stupid. You know what I mean? And we even reviewed the entire fucking fight Itachi had with Sasuke of all the chakra that he's fucking using and all the jutsu he's spamming and shit, and how long he manifested his goddamn Susanoo. Like, even the anime provides more detail and shows how long all that shit was. You know what I mean? And gives more feats too. So, like, no matter what, that's just kind of what you're working with. So that I do highly disagree with, but it's a good video overall. And what I will say at the end of the day, if that is true, and he only had that much or whatever, then, sure, then that could probably be why he loses in the end. But at the same time, you could still make fair arguments and it's still contentious to where he could still come on top against someone like Danzo. It's fucking Itachi, bro. He's extremely intelligent, you know what I mean? There's a will, there's a way. So, Izanagi's broken, but Itachi is the one guy that definitely has the ability, while being fatigued, to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's another thing. If Sasuke is able to fucking kind of hang on for a while, you know what I mean? And fight Danzo and last long enough and go through all his Izanagi, I really don't see why Itachi can't be able to pull it off in the end either. Come on. I really don't see why not. You know what I mean? Like, so that's all I really say on it. No matter what, I'm not going to dislike the video because it wasn't like horrible or like something really outrageous or ratty or sophist or stupid. You know, but at the same time, I don't want to like it either. But so I don't forget that I have that, you know, that I've, you know, clearly watched it. I will like the video. I will give it a like. So it passed, at least. I'll give that. But you guys let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. As always, make sure to check out Trippy. Make sure to check out SB the Sage as well. He was also thrown there as well. We'll eventually react to his videos. I'll kind of show him real quick. I think he does a bunch of things, though. Like, he does all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? So there's all kinds of stuff. His thumbnails actually look really cool. I actually like the designs. And, oh, okay. I do know who he is. All right, it's this guy. Yeah. All right, unfortunately, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not trying to be mean, but SB the Sage, there's some videos that he's made that are just not it. You know what I mean? Like, but I'll just keep it there. But yeah, but he's a good guy. You know what I mean? He has the passion and love just like we all do. And at the end of the day, it's just fucking fiction shit. You know, who cares, right? But that's what you're working with. Anyways, you guys advise, like, comment, subscribe. Babbing out. Peace.